you're ready to wake up, you're going to wake up. And if you're not ready, you're going to stay pretending that you're just a little, poor little me. And since you're all here and engaged in this sort of inquiry, I assume that you're all on the process of waking up. Or else you're teasing yourselves with some kind of flirtation with waking up, which you're not serious about. But I assume maybe you are, not serious but sincere, that you are ready to wake up. So then, when you're in the way of waking up and finding out who you really are, what you do is what the whole universe is doing at the place you call here and now. You are something the whole universe is doing in the same way that a wave is something that the whole ocean is doing. The real you is not a puppet which life pushes around. The real deep down you is the whole universe.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm so excited to be wrapping this series up on such a profound and amazing tools to help aid you on your INSENSION journey. In this video, I will be covering why it's so important, and in my humble opinion, why it's the key to being your heart center during this shift. And two, to provide you with tools to help you become the alchemist of your reality. Now, why is it so important for us to be in our heart centers? There are several reasons, but to highlight a few. When the heart center is your home base, there's no room for judgment, there's no room for separation. If you think about the times that you have got yourself into doubting yourself or ventured into a fear-based thought, or you've really started to judge someone that you've just met, primarily it's because you are in the mind and you are not in the heart space. And when you embody this heart space, it becomes this natural balancing flow at the way you effort, at the way that you are. You start to embody this knowing, not just intellectually understanding that we truly are all connected, that everything is truly and perfectly divinely orchestrated. You stop efforting at trying to wake people up by sharing your point of view of your new awareness, because you understand that they are exactly where they're at. And as long as you are in your heart center and you're being yourself, you are providing the best and most service to an individual or individuals. And obviously this is depending on the situation, but there's so much profoundness that comes from this heart center. Not to mention, discernment is such a huge key during this process of up-leveling our consciousness and expanding ourselves and raising our frequencies. Because when the heart center of unconditional love and unity is your home base, and you are meeting with someone or a group of people, or you're watching information or you're hearing information, you're able to feel the difference. If what they're coming from is their true north and it's coming from the heart, it will resonate with you. And if it's coming from egoic, fear-based control, you will instantly be able to feel the difference from this loving, unconditional, unifying frequency to this controlling, minimizing, fear-based frequency. Now, this is also the key in the alchemy tools, aka quantum manifestation. Now, if you haven't already, Marina Jacobies has brought this information through from the Council of Nine and other non-dimensional beings and galactic family members. And ever since I have understood the process and really start to embody this, it has changed my life. So if you find this video fascinating, I highly suggest that you go to her YouTube channel or her website, which I will leave links down below in the description box, to dive down deeper. Because I'm going to give an overview of several of her teachings, and she has a lot of them out there. And it's just scratching the surface. And when you go there, you have access to the Q&A, which adds on to the teachings that I'm not even touching on. It's going to give you more of a foundational understanding of how to approach these things, and provide different examples in her experience and her journey and how she used them, and really help you to relate and to understand that everything that I'm about to mention to you is such a beautiful and profound way of navigating life. And it's up to you whether or not you wish to experience this type of reality, or you can stick with the old, perpetuating a system that you don't find meaning to your soul. And. So the first step in this alchemical tool, aka quantum manifestation, is you need to subside your emotions. This is the happy thoughts, the laughter, and also the anger, the sadness. Whatever it is, subside the emotions. And one great tool to do this is with the breath. Nice, slow, deep, rhythmic breaths. Once you're to a space where there's no emotions, or your energy is not feeding to your thoughts, now you're in this beautiful hub where anything is possible. The second step is to now create your etheric blueprint, aka imagine, or aka dream. But in this case, we're imagining our desired experience in this now moment. And the more detailed you can bring into it, like the smells, the tastes, the sounds, the touches, that is better. So you're really envisioning in detail what you're wanting to experience. And then the third step is to emanate the emotions from the heart to give more potency to this etheric blueprint. Now, one thing that is good to strive for is to go until you have tears of joy, or until you get goosebumps. That's when you know you've really reached a level of potency where you are, it's tremendous. And so that being said, everyone is going to experience this at their own rates. So if you're one that can't reach this level just yet, that's okay. This is a perfect practice for you to start to get involved of unconditional self-love, letting go of expectations, which is going to be something I'm going to talk about later on in this video, and just trusting that when you show up and you continue to practice little by little, you will get to these the states of having unconditional love, loving tears and goosebumps appear during your manifestations. So now that you have subsided the emotions, you have created your etheric blueprint, and now you're emanating the emotions, which I recommend you emanate them. And every time you've reached a certain level, you continue to do it 7 times. You expand on it even further, or you can think of it as directing more and more and more and more potency to the point where this etheric blueprint is really vibrating. Once you've gotten through that process, now it's time to let it go and release the emotions. The length of time that you need to be doing this is decided by you. On this journey, you are the best source of wisdom. You got to just trust your inner knowing that what you did was the perfect amount of time for you in this now moment. And obviously the length of time will be determined by like how detailed you are going into this, the etheric blueprint of having everything in this now moment. Now, before I get into the next step, it's really important to understand that one of the inverted teachings that we've been taught is that we need to see it to believe it. But in actuality, we need to create it to see it. So in other words, even if you are not seeing it or experiencing it, continue your emotions, thoughts, and actions to the point as if it is true, because it's just a matter of building the potency and having the trust that it is here. And I assure you, when you align those 3 things, the thoughts, the emotions, and the actions, everything will come into an alignment. As long as it's accompanied with your frequencies and it's coming from your heart of higher vibrations. It's all about maintaining your vibrations on a steady pace. The next step that you need to do is to take action. Until we raise our vibrations high enough and we are existing in higher dimensional existences, arguably we already are being multidimensional. You have aspects of you in different timelines and different realities already existing in higher dimensions. But currently, right now, when your consciousness is focused in this reality, until you get to those higher states, we have to take action to bring this etheric blueprint manifest into this matter reality. So how much action you put into this, accompanied with the heart and your emotions staying on a higher vibrational state from moment to moment, will determine on how quick the timeline gets crystallized. And let's talk about that for just a moment. When we say creating your reality from moment to moment, it's also another way of saying this is creating your reality from parallel reality to parallel reality. An analogy that I felt in resonance with to help someone understand this in a very simplistic form is every time, or back in the day when movies were being created, it was a series of slides, one after another, moving as fast, so fast that when it was projected onto the screen, it was what we are perceiving to be a movie. You don't see the slides, you just see one long film. That's exactly how our reality is, from moment to moment or from parallel reality to parallel reality. We're not seeing the shift. And when you are aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, those are the key ingredients to your reality. You are now projecting yourself on a moment-to-moment basis to crystallizing a timeline. This is how you determine which experience you are going to experience next. When you start to doubt yourself, you start to dip in the lower vibrations of anything revolving your thoughts and your emotions and your actions, you start to put potency to the timeline that your manifestation won't come true. Just a very simple overview would be that you have two timelines simultaneously running. You have the one where your manifestation is here and now, and you have the other where your manifestation doesn't happen. And based upon how often you're putting your thoughts, emotions, your actions to you believing in it and operating in a higher vibrational state, or you are doubting yourself and you're constantly being in a lower vibrational state, will determine the continual process of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions is what we call a crystallized timeline. When you've done it enough, or when you've put enough potency into it and you have enough belief into it, this is when your crystallized timeline comes to fruition, aka now your manifest reality becomes your experience. Now, as I said before, when you subside the emotions and you really take away all the emotions by using the breath, this is how you come to the hub and you can change your timelines to whatever you're experiencing. So if you are perceiving a very limited experience in reality and you're done with the old and you're wanting to experience something more abundant and something more unifying and something more, expanding, then subside the emotions, follow the process just given in this series, continue to take actions combined with the thoughts and emotions from the heart, and you will manifest the desired outcome. There is so much more to go into, the heart frequency in regards to how we are conducting ourselves in the monetary system, and how we are conducting ourselves from day to day. An important aspect in creating your reality or your manifestations is letting go of expectations. It's okay to visualize in detail how the experience is in the now moment, but when you let it all go, you are not going to be concerned with when it comes. You're not going to be concerned with how it comes. This is part of the process of trusting and surrendering to you being a multidimensional creator being who is in the heart center and creating your reality. And just by being in the heart center, you know, what you naturally feel in resonance to create, you'll find that it is more in alignment to benefit the collective or the all or the earth or for the plants. Everyone has their different resonances. So truly the heart is the key because it's the foundation. It has been the foundation for me on my journey. When you have a solid foundation on your journey, you're never going to collapse. And it's funny even to say that in a term because when you start to understand and believe that everything is perfectly and divinely orchestrated, that there is no such thing as wrong or the right way or failure and success, that everything just is. And the more that we could be in the heart space, you're not judging yourself, you're not judging others, you're not labeling things, you're not judging things, the more grace and ease you have navigating, which ultimately you're operating in higher vibrations, which if you're aligning your thoughts, emotions, and your actions, you're going to be manifesting or alchemizing your reality like a champ. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. And if you guys have any questions or comments or wish to, suggest topics to take a dive down, feel free to leave it down in the comments section below. And until the next now moment, I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for watching this video. Namaste.